as we've gone after a lot of the projects where we applied, techniques with large data sets, you tend to see some of the kind of similar impediments. And one is that, data quality on the front end is often a challenge. It's a common misconception that you can just take a mess of data and throw it at an AI engine and magic will show out the other side. And that's just not true. So we find that a lot of times, making sure that you're clear about, what's in your data sets that you're going to be using to train, what are the semantics of the different attributes and the properties that you're going to feed into the model development is really important. Being very crisp in, what do you want out of this thing? Do you want a classifier with keywords? Do you want rankings? Do you want comparative outputs? Understanding what are the signals of value that you're trying to train for, and then how those relate to the attributes of your data sets. And then making sure that you're throughout that stack that you're driving for, clarity and definition, and don't just assume that it's mess in one side, magic out the other.
I'm going to add to that and say that I think any strategy also has to include a data strategy, how you are training that algorithm, how you are helping it to understand what it is you want out of it.
Okay.
I think my colleague over here is completely right. You need to know exactly what it is you're going to get out of it, but you need to know how you're going to get there as well. And I think that also includes metadata flexibility. If you don't have a flexible metadata structure, or someone on your team that understands how to build flexible, relational, either hierarchical or relative metadata structures, it's going to be difficult for you to manage that on an ongoing basis. I think you have to have a training strategy going in.
Now, is metadata something that, is there metadata as a service?
Well, that's a great question. Companies like IBM might be building a metadata as a service
okay.
Solution that you might be seeing in the near future. But look, there are other companies that do this already, of course. And they do it in a variety of different verticals. It's typically done at the vertical level. You can find healthcare metadata companies. You can find financial services metadata companies. It doesn't really exist for M&E in a completely structured way, because everyone is a little bit different, sports versus movies versus what have you. But you could certainly use some existing products to build a metadata service.